Hey there everybody, how's it going today? Ian back here with you with Stumbo's Media Outlet, here for another video for you guys. I'm going to be doing, this is another in my series of picking 5 movies from one of my favorite actors, this time Harrison Ford, and trying to figure out movies either you may know really well, or maybe you don't know as well, that weren't like big, like marquee, huge movies. Now some of these I would say are marquee movies, but a couple of them you may have forgotten about, or you may have forgotten he was in one of these too, and one I just think was worth talking about. But I challenged myself. I said, I'm not going to do Indiana Jones or Star Wars, because that could take up half this thing. So, no Indiana Jones, no Star Wars. Love those movies, but I pushed those aside. I said, I'm going to do other ones. So the first one is kind of an obvious one, but I love this movie, The Fugitive. One of the best TV to movie adaptations probably ever, directed by Andrew Davis, who also did Under Siege at this time, so he was doing some big action movies. Of course, Harrison Ford is in this as Dr. Richard Kimball, whose wife is murdered, and he is on the run as they accuse him of murdering his wife. Of course, chased by U.S. Marshal Sam Gerard, played by Tommy Lee Jones, who won an Oscar for this movie. This is a really cool special edition. It's got I guess there was a TV series of The Fugitive in 2001, because this has the pilot. Has commentaries, documentaries. Love this movie, The Fugitive. If you've never seen it, definitely one of my favorite Harrison Ford films. Was a Best Picture nominee too, which you don't see very often, but great movie. This next movie I don't think gets talked about enough. We all know Harrison Ford was in the great Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott. I really like Blade Runner, but I like Blade Runner 2049 even more, which came out a few years ago, directed by Denis Villeneuve, who just did Dune, and he did Arrival. I mean, Denis Villeneuve, is he not one of the best directors working today? Watch Blade Runner 2049, just to look at this movie. It finally got Roger Deakins his Oscar, cinematographer Roger Deakins, one of the best of the business, waited like 10 Oscar nominations, the guy finally won for this movie. Ryan Gosling stars in this as a officer named Kay. He has to find the former LAPD Blade Runner Rick Deckard, who has been missing for decades. One thing about this movie and about Force Awakens, the Star Wars film, which I'm not ranking that one, I'm just doing this as a point. I love how Harrison Ford, he's such a great actor, because how he steps right back into Rick Deckard and how he stepped right back into Han Solo. I mean, it's like he never left these roles. And he's so good in this. The whole cast is great. I mean, Jared Leto's good in here. Dave Bautista, Robin Wright, Ana de Armas, who has become a big star from Knives Out and the new Bond film. Man, this was a great sequel. Gorgeous to look at. And I think this is better than the original. So, next up, Harrison Ford took over the mantle of playing Tom Clancy's hero, Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan was played for the first time by Alec Baldwin in 1989's The Hunt for Red October, a great movie, him and Sean Connery. And then Harrison Ford took over the role for a really good movie and a not so great movie. This is the really good one, called Patriot Games. This is his first performance as, I was trying to find a year here, 1992. His wife and daughter, I'm trying to remember the exact plot, sorry. He's trying to rescue his family from this guy he thought he killed, played by Sean Bean. Sean Bean always plays great bad guys. I loved him as 006 and GoldenEye. I haven't seen this movie in a while. James Earl Jones is great. Ann Archer and Thora Birch play his wife and daughter. Richard Harris, the late great Richard Harris, who you know from Dumbledore. Philip Noyce directed this. I really like Patriot Games a lot. I need to watch it again, apparently, but yeah, very good Harrison Ford action movie. Some people don't know Harrison Ford was in this, but this is a great movie all around. It's American Graffiti. When I was at Universal Studios recently, I ate lunch at Mills Drive-In, which is, of course, featured here. This is one of Harrison Ford's first film roles. You can kind of see him in that picture. All-star cast. early George Lucas film, pre-Star Wars. I've always wanted to watch there's a picture-in-picture commentary with director George Lucas, which I've always wanted to watch, and he supervised the remastered picture of this Blu-ray. All-star cast here, produced by Francis Ford Coppola from The Godfather. I mean, come on. Richard Dreyfuss, Ron Howard, who's credited as Ronnie Howard, never knew that. Paul Le Cindy Williams, Wolfman Jack, Mackenzie Phillips. Yeah, American Graffiti, great coming-of-age story. Harrison Ford, a very young Suzanne Summers was in this. Great 50s music soundtrack. I've always been a big fan of American Graffiti. Early Harrison Ford. A lot of people, of course, know this movie, but for you younger people, if you're watching, check this one out. And the last movie is Witness. Witness is one of my favorite Harrison Ford movies. Actually, the only movie he's ever been Oscar nominated for was Witness. Harrison Ford plays a cop named John Book, and a young Amish boy witnesses a murder from another cop played by Danny Glover, and Harrison Ford has to kind of disguise himself as part of the Amish community in order to investigate this crime and bring the guy to justice, pretty much. It's directed by Peter Weir, who I love. Peter Weir, Dead Poets Society, Truman Show, Master and Commander with Russell Crowe. Love the movies of Peter Weir. He did Green Card, too, with Gerard Depardieu and Andie MacDowell. Harrison Ford gives a terrific performance in this movie. Kelly McGillis is also terrific in this. A very young Lucas Haas plays the little boy. If you've never seen Witness, check Witness out. Great movie from 1985. Big fan of Witness. This is like my first movie I thought of, like besides Indiana Jones and Star Wars. What movies do you feature from Harrison Ford? You gotta feature Witness. So we got Witness, American Graffiti, Patriot Games, Blade Runner 2049. If you've never seen the original Blade Runner, check that out too, of course. 2049, I think, is a great sequel. And The Fugitive. Love The Fugitive. So, leave me a comment. What are you guys' favorite Harrison Ford movies? I missed out a ton, I'm sure, but I'm sure you guys can fill in the blanks for me. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe to my page, Stumbo's Media Outlet, and ring the bell for notifications so you guys know when I post new videos. So, okay, that's all I got for this top 5 Harrison Ford video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.